Hi, first graders. Here we are with the second part of Alexander and the terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. Now, in the first lesson, I asked you to predict about why you think Alexander was having a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. And we saw what happened at the beginning of the story. Now, at the end, I'm going to ask you, where did the first part of the story happen? That's the setting. Where? And now, when you hear today's part of the story, I want you to pay attention to the setting as well. There will be some new characters introduced, and you may need to name a couple of them. You may also try to remember that when you're predicting, you are telling what you think is going to happen in the story. Okay? So these are the things we will be looking at in today's lesson. So we continue with part 2 of Alexander and the terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day by Judith Viorst, illustrated by Ray Cruz. Here we go. At school, Mrs. Dickens liked Paul's picture of the sailboat better than my picture of the invisible castle. At singing time, she said I sang too loud. At counting time, she said I left out 16. Who needs 16? I could tell it was going to be a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. I could tell because Paul said I wasn't his best friend anymore. He said that Philip Parker was his best friend and that Albert Moyer was his next best friend and that I was only his third best friend. I hope you sit on a tack, I said to Paul. I hope the next time you get a double-decker strawberry ice cream cone, the ice cream part falls off the cone part and lands in Australia. There were 2 cupcakes in Philip Parker's lunch bag, and Albert got a Hershey bar with almonds, and Paul's mother gave him a piece of jelly roll that had little coconut sprinkles on the top. Guess whose mother forgot to put in dessert? It was a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. Okay, so that was part 2. Now remember, I want you to think about where is this part of the story taking place. It might have been more than one part where it's taking place, one area or 2. Try to figure out the settings in the story. Where did the story begin? Where was the setting for that part of the story? And now, where is Alexander? Also, why is he having a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day? Do you think there are some things that Alexander did that if he did not do them, he would have a better day? Think about what happened so far and be prepared to tell me. See you next time for part 3 of Alexander and the terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. Bye now.